आज मैं आप लोगों के साथ दिल्ली हायर जुडिशियल सर्विस एग्जामिनेशन का क्वेश्चन पेपर डिस्कस करूंगी जो अभी अप्रैल 2022 में एग्ज़ाम कंडक्ट हुआ था. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज़ what is the period of limitation prescribed by Motor Vehicle Amendment Act 2019 for filing an application for compensation in respect of motor accident? And answer is 6 months. Second, what is the nature of proceeding in respect of motor accident claim before Motor Accident Claims Tribunal? And answer is inquiry. Next, driving an uninsured vehicle is an offence under Section 196 of Motor Vehicle Act. Next, Motor Vehicle Amendment Act 2019 provides for Motor Vehicle Accident Fund for the following purpose, and all of the above is the correct answer. Center Motor Vehicle Rules 2022 have come into force from 1st April 2022. Next question. Under Factories Act 1948, what is the maximum period of time that an adult worker can be required or allowed to work in a factory? The answer is 48 hours a week and 9 hours a day. Seventh, which of the following in relation to the creche facility is correct in the context of the Factories Act 1948? And answer is a minimum of 30 women worker must be ordinarily employed for the requirement of creche for the use of children under the age of 6 years of such women. Next question, which of the following statement is false in relation to the employer's default on paying gratuity under the Payment of Gratuity Act 1972? Answer is the employer must arrange payment of gratuity within 60 days from the date it becomes payable. Next, the extent of gratuity which can be forfeited of an employee who has been terminated for any act, willful omission or negligence causing damage or loss to or destruction of property belonging to the employer is to the extent of damage or loss caused. Next, A files a complaint before the magistrate in Delhi against B, a resident of Mumbai. The magistrate answer is can direct investigation by a police officer. Next, at the time of filing an application under Section 156 subclause 3 CRPC, compliance of Section 154 subclause 1 CRPC is must, and compliance of Section 154 subclause 3 CRPC is must. So इसका आंसर है both 1 and 2. Next, A is convicted for a cognizable offence of cheating of rate 50 lakhs in appeal the appellate court. Answer is can compound the offence having effect of acquittal. Next, while exercising power in an appeal for enhancement of sentence, the court answer will be none of the above. Next, while exercising power under Section 319 CRPC, the court can the answer will be none of these options. Next question, in computing the period of limitation under Section 468, the relevant date is answer is date of filing of complaint. Next question, person A is convicted in multiple cases of check dishonor. The court, while exercising power under Section 427 CRPC, answer will be cannot direct concurrent running of sentence imposed for non-payment of compensation and fine. While hearing an appeal, the appellate court has answer is power to suspend sentence and fine both. Next, A with the intention to cause culpable homicide not amounting to murder hits B with an iron rod on his head. Offence under Section 308 is made out. Answer is nature of injury is irrelevant. While exercising power in an appeal for enhancement of sentence, the court answer will be none of these above options. Next, which of the following provision criminalized disclosure of identity of rape victim? And answer is Section 228A IPC. Next, which one of the following is correct? Answer correct is in robbery there is either theft or extortion. Next, A renowned surgeon is tried for medical negligence under Section 338 IPC. Which of the following is correct? Correct answer is mens rea cannot be excluded. Next question. Every crime must have both mens rea and actus reus. Next. A robs B at a point of gun while C, a friend of A, is keeping watch for an offence punishable under section 397 IPC. Here the answer will be none of the above. Next, offence of stalking will be complete when the answer will be none of the above. Next question, section 34 requires establishment of, answer is common intention but no overt act. Next question, Mr. X throws acid on Mr. Y, which causes partial deformity of his hand. The deformity heals completely upon treatment. Which of the following statement is correct? Mr. X has committed the offence under section 326A or 326B of IPC 1860, since merely reversibility of the deformity is irrelevant for the purpose of these offence. Next, Section 25R of Industrial Dispute Act 1947 contemplates, answer is penalty for closure. Next, which provision of Industrial Dispute Act 1947 a workman may file an application for recovery of money due from an employer? Answer is section 33C subclause 2. Next, section 25 F of the Industrial Dispute Act 1947 relates to compensation to workmen in case of closing down of undertaking. Next, which section of Industrial Dispute Act 1947 define unfair labor practice? And answer is section 2 subclause RA. Next, under which section of Employee Compensation Act 1923 an appeal against an order of Commissioner awarding interest or penalty under section 4A shall lie? Answer is section 30. Next, which schedule of the Employee Compensation Act 1923 lists the occupational disease? And answer is schedule 3. Next, which section of Payment of Wages Act 1936 bar a court to entertain a suit for recovery of wages or of any deduction from the wages in so far as the sum so claimed forms the subject matter of an application under section 15 of the Act? And answer is section 22. Next question, which section of Payment of Wages Act defines wages? And answer is section 2 subclause 6. Next question, in the past year public libraries have experienced reducing in their operating funds. In the above sentence, reducing should be changed to, answer is reduction. Next, the company's sponsorship of mentorship program. So this is a fill in the blanks question. Garnered many accolades from philanthropists, and the answer will be his. Next question, either Kamala or, answer will be I, will open the account this month. Next, the builder had to curtail their work during late hours after their residents filed a complaint. Next, he ordered for another draught of wine. Next, which one of the following language is not included in the 8th schedule of the Constitution of India? And Gaundi is not included there. Next, River of Fire is an English translation of a famous literary work of Qurratullain Haider. Next, which opponent did Ashley Barty defeat in the Australian Open 2022 Women's Tennis Championship Finals? And it's Danielle Collins. Next, which country out of the following is not a member of NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization? Answer is Austria. Next, India will hold the rotational presidency of UN Security Council in 2022 in the month of December. The Nobel Prize for Literature in 2021 was awarded to Abdul Razak Gurna. Next, Covaxin vaccine for COVID-19 is a inactivated virus vaccine. Who is the current Lok Sabha Speaker in the Parliament of India? Om Birla. Next question, the 11th schedule and the 12th schedule of the Constitution of India are related to which articles of the Constitution? And the answer is Article 243G and Article 243W. Next, in which judgment does the Supreme Court of India uphold and safeguards constitutional legal rights of transgender persons? And answer is National Legal Services Authorities versus Union of India 2014 Supreme Court case. Next, which constitutional amendment removed Article 31 relating to compulsory acquisition of property from Indian Constitution? And answer is 44th Amendment Act. Next question, which article of the Constitution empowers the Parliament to make any law for the whole or any part of India for implementing any treaty, agreement or convention with any other country? And answer is Article 253. Next question, which judge wrote, I fully agree with the view expressly overruling ADM Jabalpur case, which was an aberration in the constitutional jurisprudence of our country, and the desirability of burying the majority opinion 10 fathom deep with no chance of resurrection. In the landmark case of Justice K.S. Puttaswamy, this statement was given by Justice S.K. Cole. Next question, which article of the Constitution of India provide for special provision with respect to the state of Mizoram? And answer is Article 371G. Next, which constitutional amendment was challenged in the case of Sajjan Singh and others versus state of Rajasthan? And the answer is 19th Amendment. Next question, under Order 8 Rule 6A CPC, counterclaim can be permitted to be filed after filing of the written statement till the framing of issues. Next question, a suit is filed in respect of commercial dispute seeking urgent interim relief in view of the provision of Section 12A of Commercial Code Act 2015. The suit can be entertained as urgent relief is sought, and the court may refer the parties to mediation at an appropriate stage. Next question, under Order 12 Rule 6 CPC, an admission has to be either in the pleading or otherwise, whether orally or in writing. Next question, in executing proceeding, if objections are filed by any party, objections to the execution of the decree raising questions relating to right, title and interest of the decree holder, the answer is executing court can decide the objection like a civil court, and the executing court may record evidence if deemed necessary. Next question, while adjudicating an application under Order 7 Rule 11 of CPC, the court is duty bound to consider the written statement and document filed by the defendant? No. Next question, which of the following remedies can be availed by a defendant who is aggrieved by an ex parte order of injunction granted under Order 39 Rule 1 and 2 of the CPC? And answer is all of these above remedies are there. Next question, can the court allow an application for the amendment of plaint after commencement of defendant evidence in the suit as per the CPC? Answer is only if the court come to the conclusion that the plaintiff could not have raised the matter before the commencement of trial despite due diligence. Next question, which of the following properties is not liable to the attachment and sale in execution of a decree? And answer is all of the above. Next question, Section 14 of the Indian Limitation Act, the Limitation Act 1963 deals with exclusion of the time proceeding bona fide in court without jurisdiction. Next question, the plaintiff files an application under Section 5 of Limitation Act 1963 seeking condonation of delay in filing of the suit. Answer is application should be dismissed without notice. Next question, A makes a part payment of the debt due to B. It can be used to seek extension of period of limitation only where? Answer is it is made before the expiration of presented period of limitation. Next question, A sue B for recovery of amount due against invoices for supply of goods. The time from which the period of limitation begins to run from the date of delivery of goods again each of such invoices where no fixed period of credit is agreed upon. Next question, tender conditions provide for forfeiture of earnest money on revocation of tender by the tenderer. The tenderer revokes the tender but claims that earnest money cannot be forfeited as revocation took place prior to the acceptance of the tender. Answer is earnest money can be forfeited. Next question. A sent a draft proposal to B for supply of a particular quantity of phosphoric acid within a specific duration. B made changes in the draft agreement with regard to the quantity and duration and requested A to sign, stamp and return the same. As no objection to the revised draft agreement was received from A, B made a further agreement with C to supply the phosphoric acid received from A. As A did not make the supply, resulting in B having to pay damages to C for non-supply of phosphoric acid, B having to pay damages to C for non-supply of phosphoric acid, B sued A for the recovery of damages. Here, B is not entitled to claim damages from A as there was no concluded contract. Next question. A filed a suit against the bank seeking injunction against invocation of an unconditional bank guarantee. Which of the following condition may justify grant of injunction? Answer is A shows that there is a fraud of an egregious nature in obtaining the bank guarantee from him. Next, A, who owes 500 rupees to B, sells rice worth 1000 to B. A is acting as an agent for C in the transaction, but B has no knowledge nor reasonable ground of suspicion that such is the case. Answer is B can set off rate 500 owed by A from the amount payable to C. Next question. A contract to sing for B at a concert for rate 1000 which is paid in advance. A is too ill to sing. Answer is B can seek refund of rate 1000 from A which was paid in advance. Next question. A grants franchise to B for manufacturing and selling the goods under the trademark of A. The agreement stipulates that during the subsistence of the agreement, B shall not manufacture or sell similar goods under any competing trademark. This agreement is not in a restraint of trade. Next question. AB Bank filed a suit of recovery of loan advance to X, a partnership firm. C, D and E partners constituting X were implicated as defendant along with X. C and D pleaded that they had retired from the partnership after the loan transaction and now E was the sole proprietor of the X. Now, the decree can be passed against X, C and D and E unless there is an agreement in writing and can be implied by a course of dealing between the bank and E after the bank had knowledge of retirement of C and D, making only E liable to repay the loan. Next question. Under Section 16 of Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996, a plea that arbitral tribunal does not have the jurisdiction shall be raised. Answer is before submission of statement of defense. Next question. An order of the court allowing an application under Section 8 of Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996 is not appealable. Next question. A party filed an application for interim measures of protection before a court which was disposed of. The other party also wishes to file an application for interim measures of protection. He may do so. Answer is before the same court where the party had first filed an application for interim measures of protection. Next question. Which of the following statement is correct? And the correct statement is an arbitral award arising out of arbitration held between two Indian entities in India can be set aside by the court as the composition of the arbitral tribunal and the arbitral procedure was not in accordance with the agreement of the parties. Next question. A dispute arose between party A and B and consequently A invoked the arbitration agreement. B appointed his employee as the sole arbiter before the arbitral tribunal. Party A filed his statement of claims and participated in the arbitral proceedings. At the stage of recording evidence, Party A filed a petition under Section 14 sub-clause 2 of Arbitration and Conciliation Act seeking termination of the mandate of the arbitral tribunal. Now, which of the following statement is correct? And the correct statement is petition filed under Section 14 sub-clause 2 of Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996 is maintainable and is liable to be allowed as the arbitrator is ineligible under Section 12 sub-clause 5 of Arbitration and Conciliation Act. Next question. A receives a notice from B alleging infringement of B's design for a kettle. A believes that there is no novelty in B's kettle design. Answer: A can file a cancellation petition before the controller of patent and design seeking cancellation of the design. Next, a design registration under the Design Act 2000 protects the aesthetic aspect of the design judged solely by the eye. Next question. A file a suit against B seeking injunction restraining infringement of a granted patent relating to a mechanical device before the district court in Delhi. B files its written statement along with the counterclaim seeking revocation of the patent. Answer is the suit and the counterclaim have to be transferred to the High Court. Next question. A patent is granted to innovate in India for a pharmaceutical substance. Generic India Private Limited wishes to challenge the same. Answer is it can. All of the above options are correct. Next question. Which of the following statement is correct? In an original application filed under Section 19 of Recovery of Debts Due to Banks and Financial Institution Act 1993, the defendant can file a claim of set-off in respect of ascertained sum of money and also file a counter claim. Next question. Which of the following are generally applicable to the proceeding before DRT? Answer is Limitation Act. Next question is choose the correct statement. Which of the following are commercial disputes? And the correct answer is only second and thirds are commercial disputes. Next question. The criteria for determining the specified value of the subject matter pertaining to arbitration of a commercial dispute is based on. Answer is aggregate value of the claim and the counterclaim as set out in the statement of claim and counterclaim. Next question. Which of the following statement is correct? An appeal under Section 13 subclause 1 of the Commercial Codes Act 2015 can lie against, and the correct answer is all of these four are correct options. Next question is in a suit in respect of a commercial dispute over the specified value, which of the following statement is correct? And statement 4th is correct here. An application for summary judgment can be made after someone has been served on the defendant but before the court has framed the issues. Next question. In terms of Order 20 of CPC, a commercial appellate court or commercial appellate division is required to pronounce the judgment. Answer is within a period of 90 days from the date of conclusion of the arguments. Next question. In a suit pertaining to commercial dispute, the plaintiff makes an application for summary judgment under Order 13A. However, the court finds that the defense may succeed, but it is improbable. In such circumstances, which of the following statements are correct? And here statement 1, 3 and 4 are correct. Next question. Which of the following statement is correct? In a suit pertaining to a commercial dispute over the specified value, the plaintiff is required under Order 11 Rule 1 of CPC to file. Answer is a list of all documents and photocopies of all documents in its power, possession, control or custody pertaining to the suit along with the plaint, including documents that are adverse to its case. Next question. A bank has instituted an application in the DRT for the recovery of the debt against its constituents. Can it also take measures under Section 13 of Surface Act in respect of an immovable property mortgage as security for the same debt? Answer is yes, it can do so. Next question. In which of the following cases will recourse to the Surface Act will not available to a lender? Answer is where the amount due from the debtor is less than 20% of the principal amount and interest thereupon. Next question. Which of the following statement is correct? And the correct statement is an appeal from an order under Section 17 of Surface Act passed by DRT can be preferred to a debt recovery appellate tribunal. Next question. There is no implied warranty as to the quality or fitness of any particular purpose in respect of goods supplied under the contract of sale if. Answer is if the contract for sale is of a specified article under its patent or other trade name. Next question. Under which of the following cases will an unpaid seller of the goods who is in the possession thereof until payment of price not entitled to retain the goods? Answer is where the goods have been delivered to a carrier for the purpose of transmission to the buyer without reserving the right of the disposal of the goods. Next question. Mr. X entered into a contract for the sale of 600 tons of sugarcane with Mr. Y. Subsequently, Mr. X come to know that in fact 1 week before the date of execution of the contract of sale, due to earthquake, the sugarcane had been completely destroyed. The sale contract is, answer is void. Next question. A execute a license deed in favor of B giving possession of the top floor of his residential house for a period of 3 years on monthly license fee of rate 10,000. A after a period of 6 months and without any valid cause terminates the license and seeks possession of the floor from B. Answer is the court will need to consider the document in fact create a lease and has been validly terminated. Next question. A gift rate 10 crores to B, reserving to himself with B's consent the right to take back at pleasure rate 1 crore out of the same. Which of the following statement is true? Answer is the gift hold goods as rate 9 crores but is void as to rate 1 crore. Next question. Which among the following is not a prerequisite for a transferee to seek protection under section 53A of Transfer of Property Act 1882? Answer is the instrument of the transfer has been completed in the manner prescribed therefore by the law for the time being in force. Next question. On the occurrence of default of payment of mortgage money, in which of the following circumstances is the mortgagee not empowered to sell a mortgage property without the intervention of the court? Answer is in case of usufructory mortgage where the rent, profit and accruing from the property is unpaid for 6 months. Next question. Which situation or condition for the determination of a lease of immovable property under the provision of Transfer of Property Act is correct? And answer is by flux of time in case time is not limited by the lease. Next question. A files a suit claiming that B had put a lock on the room which he was occupying, thereby dispossessing him. Answer is such suit can be filed under section 6C Specific Relief Act only within 6 months of putting the lock by B. Next question. With respect to claim of damages, which of the following proposition is false? Answer is the relief of damage if not claimed in the plaint cannot be allowed to be introduced after the proceeding have commenced. This is false statement. Next. Which among the following is not a condition precedence for a plaintiff to seek cancellation of an instrument? And answer is the plaintiff must be a party to the instrument. Next question. Mr. A, believing himself to be the owner of a house, entered into an agreement for sale with Mr. B. The sale was to be completed within 6 months from the date of execution of agreement. However, after 3 months he realizes the imperfection in his title but manages to remove the defect before the expiry of last agreed date of sale. Mr. B, however, becoming aware of this fact, avoids the sale, prompting Mr. A to seek a specific performance of the agreement. Which of the following is correct statement? And I'll tell you the answer of this in the comment box. Next question is, a Hindu bachelor is convicted for the murder of his father. Father of A, besides A, has also left 4 other sons and 2 daughters as his heirs. The estate of the father shall be inherited. Answer is by the 4 brothers and 2 sisters only of A, with each of them getting 1/6 share. Next. A female Hindu dies intestate, leaving behind husband, 1 son, 1 daughter and her parents. Her estate shall be inherited. Answer is equally by her son, daughter, husband and each of them getting a 1/3 share. Next. A Hindu male dies intestate, leaving his mother, his father, his wife, a married sister and a married sister's husband. The estate of A shall be inherited. Answer is equally by his mother and his wife. Next. One of the properties left behind by an issueless female Hindu dying intestate is a share in the estate inherited by her from her father. The said female Hindu has otherwise left a husband, mother, one sister and one brother. The estate of the said female Hindu shall be inherited. Answer is equally by her mother, brother and sister. Next question, which of the following statement is correct? And the correct statement is, under the Hindu Succession Act 1956, no person is disqualified from succeeding to any property on the ground of any disease, defect or deformity. Next question, an unmarried Indian Hindu male proceeding abroad and having a brother and sister only in his family execute and leave a will bequeathing his asset in favor of his brother and to the exclusion of his sister. A, while in the foreign country, meets an Indian female and two of them decided to get married and return to India and get married. Unfortunately, A dies soon after marriage. The estate of A, answer, shall be inherited only by his widow, notwithstanding the will. Answer. Next question is, A, as a resident of Delhi, dies leaving a will bequeathing his entire estate to his wife to the exclusion of his children and mother. A, prior to his death, has loaned a sum of rate 100 lakhs to his brother, also a resident of Delhi. Neither the mother nor the children of A dispute the will. The brother of A, however, in spite of demand, refuses to pay the loan taken from A. The wife of A, answer, is alone entitled to institute a suit at Delhi against the brother of A for the recovery of the loan amount with interest. Next question, A, Hindu having a fixed place of abode at Delhi and having properties of the value of rate 1 crore at Delhi and rate 50 lakhs at Lucknow, dies leaving a will in favor of his son. A probate of the said will affecting properties at Delhi as well as at Lucknow can be applied. Answer is to the High Court of Delhi or to the High Court having jurisdiction over Lucknow where some part of the property of A is situated. Next question, a plaintiff in a suit desires to prove a document original of which is lost by him and of which and only a photocopy remains with him, and the answer is A, for the said photocopy to be read in evidence by the court is required in his evidence before the court to dispose of the existence and loss of the original and of the photocopy produced being a correct and true photocopy, and the court, after perusing the cross-examination of the plaintiff and the defense evidence led by the defendant at the time of final decision, will decide whether a case for the proof of document by secondary evidence was made out, and if so, whether the document is proved by the secondary evidence. Next question, the burden of proof of none of the issues in a suit is on the defendant. After the defendant closes his evidence in the suit, the plaintiff seeks an opportunity for rebuttal evidence. Which of the following statement is true? Answer is, the plaintiff in a suit has right to rebuttal evidence only when the burden of proof for some of the issues in the suit is on the defendant. Next question, the terms and conditions contained in registered lease deed between landlord and tenant have to be proved. Answer is by proving the lease deed. Next question, A and B are signatories to a document, the only signed copies of which is retained by A and only an unsigned copy of B. B, in a litigation with A, desire to prove the document existence or signing of which is denied by A. For B to prove such document, B is required to, answer is, issue notice to A to produce the original, and upon A not producing the same, prove the document by leaving secondary evidence of the copy. Next question, Indian work has been defined under Copyright Act 1957 to include literary, dramatic, musical work except. Answer, in case of work published simultaneously in India and some other country where such other country proves a shorter terms of copyright than India. Next question, which of the following information is not required to be displayed in a sound recording and on any container thereof? Answer is the address of the place where first recording is made. Next question, Mr. A work for XYZ publication house and takes a photograph not for the purpose of the periodical that is published by the publisher but for other purpose. The copyright in the photograph would waste in which favor? Answer is Mr. A. Next question, what is the term of copyright in a literary work in case the identity of the author is disclosed under the Copyright Act 1957? Answer is 60 years beginning from the calendar year following the year of the author's death. Next question, which of the following would be a defense to an infringement action related to a trademark? And I will tell you the answer of this in the comment box. Next question, which of the following is not a prerequisite for the registration of trademark as associated trademark under the Trademark Act 1999? And answer is there must be a likelihood of deception or confusion. Next question, which of the following is not included in the definition of false trade description under Trademark Act 1999? Answer is a trade description where such description is a registered trademark or a part of trademark. Next question, Mr. A is a registered proprietor of a trademark in the phrase Granny's pudding in the class 30 from the year 2000. In the same year, Mr. B entered into a franchise agreement with Mr. A which allows Mr. B to use the trademark for bakery goods. 5 years later, the agreement comes to an end. Mr. B, using the recipe received from Mr. A earlier than, began using an unregistered mark, Granny's pudding, to make his own bakery goods. Which of the following remedies are applicable? Both of the remedies are applicable. Next, during trial, the judge is not empowered to ask a witness any question, whether during examination, cross-examination, or re-examination, since that would amount to judge favoring one litigant or another. Is this proposition is true or false? Answer is false. Section 165 Indian Evidence Act confers almost unfettered power upon a judge to question a witness or a party. Next question, which of the following is true of a statement of a witness recorded under section 161 of CRPC? Answer is section 161 CRPC. Statement can be used only to contradict a witness court testimony. Next question, under Indian Evidence Act, at a criminal trial, a prosecution witness is entitled to more credence than a defense witness, since the burden to prove the offence is on the prosecution. Is this proposition false or true? Answer is false. Both prosecution and defense witness are entitled to the same treatment. Next, at least two witnesses are required for the proof of any fact under Indian Evidence Act. Is this proposition is true or false? Answer is false. Section 134 Indian Evidence Act specifically mandates that there is no such requirement. Next question, under which section of the Minimum Wages Act does the appropriate government fix or revise the minimum wages in respect of scheduled employments? Answer is section 3. Next, wages as defined in Minimum Wages Act include. Answer is HRA. Next, where an offence committed under the Juvenile Justice Act 2015 is punishable with imprisonment for a term more than 3 years but not more than 7 years, then such offence is. Answer is cognizable and non-bailable. Next, child in conflict with law under Juvenile Justice Act 2015 means a child who is alleged or found to have committed an offence and who has not completed 18 years of age at the time of commission of offence. Next question, if during the inquiry by the ward or by the children court under Juvenile Justice Act 2015 the person alleged to be in conflict with law is found to be not a child, then such person can be, answer, tried with the person who is not a child. Next question, in the event of a second or subsequent conviction under protection of child from sexual offence 2012, a person who stores or possesses pornographic material in any form involving a child for commercial purpose shall be punished with. Answer is both of the above. Next question, during the course of investigation under the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act 2012, the statement of the victim child shall be recorded practicably by a women police officer who shall not be below the rank of. Answer is sub-inspector. Which of the following person cannot be present while recording statement of child under section 164 CRPC with respect to investigation of commission of an offence under POCSO 2012? Answer is advocate of the accused. Next question, which of the following is not permitted during recording of the evidence of child victim with respect to the commission of offence under the POCSO 2012? Answer, putting questions to the child directly by the accused or advocate. Next question, under Information Technology Act 2000, an electronic record shall be attributed to the originator only if answer is all of the above are correct options. Next question, offense under the Information Technology 2000 punishable with imprisonment for a term of 3 years shall be, answer is cognizable and bailable. Next question, as per the judgment Supreme Court in Arjun Pandit Rao Khotkar versus Kailash Kushandao Gorantial, which judgment now correctly lays down the law with respect to section 65B of IT Act 2000? Answer is Anwar PK versus PK Bashir. Next question, what is the maximum interim compensation that can be awarded in case of a summary trial under the Negotiable Instrument Act where the dishonored check was for the sum of rate 7 lakh? Answer is 1,40,000. Next question, the law in force in India today provides a timeline within which certain actions need to be placed in order for the offence of section 138 Negotiable Instrument Act after the check has been dishonored. For the offence to be made out, a legal demand in writing must be sent within 30 days of dishonour of check, and the accused must fail to make the payment for a period of 15 days after the receipt of the notice, and the complaint must be filed with a further period of 30 days respectively with the court of jurisdiction. Next question, which of the following is true in the context of appeal filed against conviction under section 138? Answer is any order for deposit requires the appellate to deposit a minimum of 20% of the fine and compensation ordered by the court. Next question, the Prevention of the Corruption Act 1988 grants the police power to inspect banker's book. Which of the following statement is true about this power? Answer is no officer other than the officer holding the rank of superintendent of the police or above or an officer authorized by such officer can make a request to inspect the book of an account of the suspect. Next question, which of the following is true in the context of abatement of offence under Prevention of Corruption Act? And answer is in order for abatement to arise under the act, it is immaterial whether or not an offence has been committed in consequences of that abatement. Next question, in order to prosecute a person under Prevention of Corruption Act, previous sanction is required only for offence punishable under which section? Answer is 7, 11, 13 and 15. And this is the last question. A public servant was convicted of offence under section 13 subclause 1 subclause B of and is removed from service and sentenced to 4-year imprisonment. 2 years after serving the entirety of his sentence, A found attempting to bribe persons who served with him while he was public servant. A thereafter tried for the offence under section 8 of Prevention of Corruption Act. What is minimum and maximum sentence that can be imposed upon A if he found guilty of the offence under section 8? Answer is 5 years and 10 years. And this is the official answer key released by High Court of Delhi regarding Delhi Higher Judicial Service Preliminary Examination 2022. This answer key is released on 5th April 2022, and दिस इज़ द मॉडल आंसर की ऑफ क्वेश्चन पेपर बुकलेट सीरीज़ ए जो अभी मैंने आपके साथ डिस्कस की है. 2 क्वेश्चन थे जिनकी आंसर्स स्किप हो गए थे, दैट इज़ 107 जिसका करेक्ट आंसर है सेकेंड ऑप्शन, एंड द अदर वन वाज 124, क्वेश्चन नंबर 124, और इसका करेक्ट आंसर है 4th ऑप्शन. सो यू कैन मैच योर आंसर फ्रॉम हेयर ऑल्सो फ्रॉम द ऑफिशियल आंसर की. And this is relating to the booklet paper series B. And this is answer key of question booklet series C. And this is relating to series D. I hope this video will help you. Thanks for watching.